Alright, so I was preparing to make a video, but first needed to do some customer service, and I came across this email which was asking about the laws of magic, but also included a non-product related question. And he writes, I have trouble relating to other people. I have my circle of friends, and it is getting harder for me to relate not only with my friends, but with almost everyone I know. The more productive in life, the more I have trouble relating to others. I think that this is a very important topic, and I would like to know your opinion on the matter. Is there a way to get over it, or do you have any advice on the matter? Well, it just so happens that this was the topic of the video that I was getting ready to make. The synchronicity continues. Let's get into it. Great timing on this email because this was something that I was being directed to talk about anyway. He's saying that friends and family and people he don't even know, just people in general, he's having a hard time relating to. And if you're having a hard time relating to them, do you think that they may have a hard time relating to you? The most interesting part of this is him saying that the more productive he is, the less relatable people are to him. You know, they say it's lonely at the top. And that's because 99% of the people aren't at the top. This is the price of success. Many people fear success, and this would be a legitimate reason why. You may very well lose the people you care about and who you think care about you. And there are a few reasons for this, so we'll go over them. Now, you may recall me mentioning Bob Proctor on occasion, especially in the early videos. And all the way back then, Bob Proctor was saying and has said that the more successful you become, the more likely you will lose your friends, the more likely they will turn against you. You'll discover that the people you thought cared about you actually don't. Bob Proctor loves talking about the law of vibration, and he would explain it that once you used to vibrate at the same frequency as your friends, like attracts like, after all, and this is why you were friends and hung out to begin with. But as you've become more successful, you've gradually increased your vibration. You're no longer vibrating at the same frequency, and therefore you no longer relate to each other. Now, for those of you not familiar with the law of attraction and vibration frequencies, all this really entails is for you to start thinking and acting like a successful person. That is all that is needed to change your frequency. You no longer have a victim mindset. You're not thinking in scarcity any longer. You're listening and taking the advice of mentors. You're putting in the work to constantly improve yourself, and they're not. After a while, this is going to cause gigantic rifts in your prior relationships. Doesn't make them bad people, but they're just drifters. They're drifting. For those of you who have read Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, they're not changing their mindset and they're not putting in the work. That's really all it takes. Now you can look up on YouTube, Losing Friends for Success, or a search with similar keywords, and you'll come across videos from successful people who are giving you the advice to get rid of your friends. Here's a few from just a quick search. You will lose friends on the road to success. Why successful people leave their loser friends behind. I have no friends. How to handle losing your friends when trying to better yourself. The correlation between success and losing friends. Success can lead to losing friends. Things I learned about business success from losing friends. And on it goes. You know, some are telling you to preemptively get rid of your friends. Why? So that you can achieve success even quicker. It is said that you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. And if those 5 people have no interest in improving themselves and are not success-driven, how is that going to affect you? What's going to keep you down? And if you do manage to somehow rise above, raise your vibration, and start to become successful, those people that you care about, the ones you thought cared about you, will start to do everything they can to pull you back down, to go even so far as to sabotage you or viciously attack you. And I know what you're thinking. No, not my boys or girls. They would never, ever do that. They would never turn on me. Yeah, I thought the same thing. Back when Bob Proctor warned me that that's what would happen, I thought the exact same thing. I've lost a lot of friends. Even a couple who I thought we had a strong bond and they were loyal to the end dropped me without even a second thought. And I had one who viciously attacked me just last week, which is what reminded me to do this video. And I never did anything to these guys to warrant that. It's just that we no longer think alike. Now, you could say that the more successful you become, the more likely someone is to lash out because they're jealous. And that's certainly part of it. People see how well you're doing now. They feel you don't deserve it. They didn't see you put in the work. They weren't around because they weren't interested in putting in the work themselves. But they're seeing your results, of which they are now envious. So we're not going to pretend that that isn't a factor. That is certainly a factor. But the real reason, the main reason, is that you simply just don't think like most other people anymore. Your friends, your family, and most people in general. You're no longer on the same level, on the same wavelength, on the same vibration, which makes it very difficult to relate to one another. And you'll see people use this in politics as well. This divide, this rift, classism. And the socialists use this very well. You've seen Bernie Sanders, for example, in this past election cycle, blaming things on the millionaires and the billionaires and the 1%. Terrible impression, I know. But this message appeals to the envy of the masses. Those who do not have a drive for success, who do not want to put in all of the work for self-improvement, who go, yeah, why do they have stuff and we don't? We should take from the successful through taxation and give it to ourselves so that we can have free stuff. And I really don't want to get political with this. I'm just using that as an example, because how is that any different than your friends and the people around you when you become more and more successful, who are envious of you and start attacking you for no reason, who think wrongly that you don't deserve it somehow, and would take it from you or pull you back down to their level if they could, believe me. Now, the person who wrote the email wanted to know if there's anything that we could really do about this. And it's yes and no. I mean, if you hang out with people who don't have any interest in self-improvement, who are just drifting along, who are slackers or losers, as the case may be, you know the type. You can either get rid of them now or wait until they attack you when you become successful, because that's what's going to happen. Because that is the price of success. I mean, look, it depends on how much of a gap and how wide of a rift you put between you and them. How successful are you? Because if you just get a promotion at work, that's probably not going to change much. It's certainly doing better, but it's not that much of a difference to make your friends go all crazy on you. They're likely to congratulate you for a promotion. You know, the success I'm talking about is massive success. Say you're an entrepreneur and you start a business, and within a couple years you're now making 6, 7 figures. You're now living in abundance and thinking as wealthy people do. And now your friends barely recognize you, and neither do you recognize your friends. Or I should say you just simply can't relate to the way they think anymore. So my advice is to get new friends. Now, we can't do this with family. You're kind of stuck with family. But for everyone else, you're going to have to seek out people who think as you do, like-minded people, just as you were with your old friends. Now, I know it can be daunting meeting new people and trying to forge all entirely new friendships, especially when the ratio of the people that we're trying to seek isn't in our favor, 99-1. But we also have Magick. I recommend casting for the type of friends that you want to have, people that you can actually relate to, the more and more successful that you are. And that's really it. I mean, I wish I had better news for you. Because trust me, I know. I know it hurts when friends stab you in the back or attack you just because you're doing well. But at first, you have a little success and they're like, congratulations, I'm happy for you, man. But you keep climbing higher and higher and you'll see just how not happy they are for you. And it sucks. It does. It sucks. But that's the price of success. And for many people, that may be too high a price to pay. And there's nothing wrong with that. I completely understand. I mean, who in their right mind would want friends and family and those they care about to begin hating them at worst and not relating to them or wanting to hang out at best? That may be too much for some people, and I would totally understand it if it was. To me, though, personally, it's worth it because you find out just how fake and fickle they really are. It sucks, it hurts, but you also aren't wasting any more time on those who don't have your best interests in mind, only their own. In time, you will begin to attract and resonate with those you are in harmony with. So cast for successful friends that you are in harmony with and give it some time. And that's about all we have time for today. Bob Proctor warned me about this phenomenon a long time ago, and now I'm warning you about it. I'd like to thank the person who wrote the email in and everyone for listening. Remember to check us out over at Patreon, where we're about a month ahead of YouTube at this point. Every patron gets early access to Mystery School videos before they're available elsewhere. I'm Frater Xavier, and I'll see you next time. Take care.